you. I don't know how much Amy was able to help you. I'm sure she gave you all the help she could.
She did.
You turned around and got, I was told, $64,000 worth of shit thrown at you. And then on
that's because I gave them what I had. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't know how Meredith and Bradley had all the financial files. And they were so nice to drop them off a couple days after we turned in the records request. Actually, no, I called them. Yeah, they had boxes full. And that's the thing. If you can't talk to me and I'm just an employee, then why are you dropping off financials with me? You know, so here's I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, all the way down to envelopes with money in them still. So finally, after my kids...
Are you serious?
Yes. So
wait a minute. Now, this is an impropriety right here.
Well, that's what
Where the hell did they get that kind of stuff with money in envelopes?
Yep.
How do we know?
Hey, I turned it...
I take any out.
I don't know. I mean, they've got reconcile reports with them, but the thing... You know how I turned the stuff into the Secretary of State? Just how I got it. Just how I got it. No, but I mean, I did spend a lot of time. I utilized all my volunteers, and when they come in to volunteer, they'd say, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Help me put some hole punches in these things and put them in order." So I did separate everything that had ever gone through CRSUs by the year, and then by the month, and then by the day. So it's all in binders. There's like two 2009 binders, two 2010 binders, 11, 12, everything. And I got it as neat and organized as I could together. I answered as much as I could on that spreadsheet, and I'm telling you, I had to let it go, like Mary did in the Bible. You know, when she broke that vase and just poured. You know, I was like, I've got to truly, truly just abandon myself to the love of Christ and trust that. Number one, I just can't put my kids through it anymore. I mean, I was looking at them on the floor at 2 a.m. with the mice crawling around, which is how I got us a discount on the rent. But the mice crawling around, and I mean, literally crawling around them. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even know about the other records request for the Bob Barker stuff. Until I
didn't even understand any of that.
Until I heard it on the news. And me and Caitlin had just sat down to watch the news, and I said, "Baby, how about we watch the news tonight and see who else's life they're screwing up?" And
well, I said, "Well, Bob Barker, didn't he die? Did he have a TV show?"
Not the Bob Barker from The Price is Right.
I don't know what that is.
Not from The Price is Right, Elvia.
I swear to God, that's who I thought it was.
Well, I
said, I know he liked dogs, but what's this shit?
You would have just had to go. He would have to go to jail to know what Bob Barker is. Bob Barker is the inmate. They provide everything for the inmates, in the correction center. Not that I, would know or anything, but.
No, I understand. I'm telling you something now. You've got to do something quick, clever, whatever, to clear. You're young. Life is long, believe you me. And you're going to have to work again in your life.
Well, the deck is stacked against me. I mean, they have definitely. I've lost all credibility. I don't.
Well, they said to me today, the state, the main reason for calling is because I got so mad because the attorneys, they didn't tell me they resigned. They didn't tell me anything. I'm sitting here like a jackass, calling, leaving messages, and then they told Julia they were told by the state they were never to speak to me or you again. And I called the state, and I told why. Then the state returned my call. No, I sent them an email. I'm sorry, I sent them an email.
Yeah.
And then they responded via telephone call, a conference call. I told you there were 3 people on it.
Yeah.
They said that they never, ever told the attorneys anything like that. That is a definite untruth. And I thought, damn. And I thought they were so religious, Bradley and Meredith.
Well, when they lied about the fact that I didn't bring that check in the daggone board meeting, that did it for me. And then when I got to my discipleship class, and my teacher had changed my seat to sit beside Meredith.
Oh, God.
I said, and I'd already packed my van. I was leaving. I didn't care after what Diane Wilson did and the way she tricked me. And I knew it was just to cover ABC 11's butt. I was like, you know what? I'm not running. I've already answered the state. They have every piece of paper that was ever in Share Our Shoes. And I know, and you know me from back in the day. I don't care if I wrote it on the back of a freaking shoebox. I wrote it down somewhere, something. It's
on a wall, on something, on a piece of paper. Yes, I know you.
I always did. And it's not just, I didn't just do it sometimes. Because if I were to do it just sometimes, I'm not that kind of person. Either it's something that I do every day or it's something that I don't. But I learned that trait in TROSA. And I knew if I allowed myself passes, then I would always allow myself passes. And people around me would start allowing passes because they would see what I was doing and they're going to do what I do. So I know it's not professional, and I never claimed to be professional. And people, I really wish that they would look at the good part of this, is that, I came... like I told Diane Wilson the other day, I said, she said, are you afraid of any criminal type, thing happening to you?
And I saw you say, no, I haven't done anything criminally wrong.
Right.
But she told me, returning stuff to Walmart could press charges, this could be done, that could be done. But today the state told me if there is a possibility that other departments within the state would like to review the paperwork themselves as well as their findings. And I said, like who?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, the district attorney's office. Mm-hmm. I said, well, why would they want to do it when, I'm not querying the fact that,
well,
I wasn't trying to be rude.
Here's
the attorney was on the phone.
Yeah.
If you're an attorney, why aren't you smart enough, in other words, to make the decision? But I couldn't say it that way. I had to be polite.
Right.
And I was polite.
Well, that's the thing. I'm telling you now, when I tell you I'm accountable, I didn't do that without asking. Okay? And that's why I needed Mike and Robert, because they were there. We didn't have the money to buy the stuff we needed for Shoemania. It was our first time doing an off-site distribution for 6,000 some children. So in the middle of Moore Square, in the middle of Durham, so we had to do something, and I was thinking the hanging shelves were perfect, Don. You remember how excited I was about that?
I do. I remember the whole concept.
Even there was one time that I purchased formula or something like that on it, and I even brought that money and gave it to Marianne with the receipt. I was like, here's for my formula. They ran it on the card. I did not mean for it to end up on the same ticket. I would have rang it up separately.
I remember that exactly perfectly.
Here's the money. But
I saw it myself.
I mean, even Marianne, sometimes she would be like, Jennifer, keep it. I mean, and with the receipts. I mean, it was like, actually how that came about is I caught someone else doing that. Because I just had a feeling that they weren't spending that much in gas. And so they gave me the receipts, and I asked to see their credit card because the last four of your credit card shows on the receipt. And it didn't match. And I said, until you can show me a credit card with those last four numbers on it, you're not getting paid. And so that's how the whole receipt thing came about. Now, that was a while back, but I always lost my receipts. There is so much money that I put back into Share Our Shoes because I lost my receipts, and I did not get reimbursed if I didn't have the receipts. And so, or I'd even forget that I even bought the freaking gas. Mike Watson would need some, I'd meet him up at Exxon, swipe my card, and, boom, because I haven't even had a credit card for Share Our Shoes in over a year. So, all the times that people have needed stuff and there was no petty cash, or either we're out and about, or we're in Durham with a budget truck, I mean, I'm the one swiping it. I'm the one swiping to get the budget truck. And with so much going on, I am ADD. And that's what I was trying to say on the news is, it goes both ways, because, I'm not complaining about not getting money back from Share Our Shoes. Why? Because I was happy. I was happy in what I was doing. It was my way of giving back, not just giving shoes, but just doing that out of the kindness of my heart, because I felt like, and I know that the Lord has always provided for me. I haven't went without. I haven't went hungry. I've went without being able to pay some of my bills, but as far as